Right, so what's going to be our intro this time?
There is no intro. Dun dun dun!
Very well. You want to play it that way? Let's do it. Welcome to the Comic-Con Inspirational Minds podcast, where we talk about everything that's gaming, anime, comics, and everything in between. Joining me today is L to the J. It's LJ.
Hello!
And also joining me is the always lovable but always cute sounding Pinkshuchan.
Hello!
And I...
You?
Just saying I. Hi.
I thought you said
Hi.
I. Like I am Jamiethecomic, but you cut it short. It's like I, but then your brain died. Jamie, did your brain die?
It's always dead. I haven't been playing enough Dr. Kaishima's brain training on DS for a while.
Oh, fun times.
I haven't played it for 4 years, wow.
Your brain must be dead.
Well, they do say you have to do at least 30 minutes of brain exercise a day to keep it fresh.
Fun times.
Ah, yes, fun times. The DS was cool. So, let's get right into this. Shall we start with LJ's topic?
Hi there! So today, during the week, I don't know what day it is. Fucking hell!
The podcast will come out on the 19th. Does that narrow it down?
No. So recently, I started playing, I can't talk today because Jamie woke me the fuck up to do this podcast. So recently, I indulged into a PS3 game known as Fairy Fencer F. It's a rather obscure RPG because, let's face it, the PlayStation systems are releasing obscure RPGs, and a whole shit ton of them, but I love them, so that's why I get them. Fairy Fencer F follows a lazy asshole known as Fang, who somehow gets a magical sword and a fairy that allows him to and then he gets armor and kicks ass. Did I mention that this armor gets accompanied by an awesome song? Because this song is fucking amazing! Woo! The gameplay is similar to that of the recent Hyperdimension Neptunia series, which I tend to enjoy. But I find this better than Neptunia because some of the battles actually can get quite difficult. While in Neptunia, they're just kind of easy or really boring. Anyway, the art design is nice. The voice acting from the wonderful people at NIS America, responsible for Danganronpa, cough cough, and the music by Nobuo Uematsu, the man responsible for a lot of the Final Fantasy soundtracks, is just a joy to hear. If you are a fan of RPGs, I recommend playing Fairy Fencer F because so far it is fucking awesome. There, I did mine quick.
I know, I'm playing it and it is awesome!
So what type of RPG? Is it a turn-based? Is it a board game?
It's kind of it's kind of a combination of turn-based, but you also move your character around, like when it's your turn. Like you can move your character to where you need him to be, and you can either do a standard attack, you could do a command, which usually is a special move, or using an item, or fairizing, which is the armor thingy I mentioned, or you can just stay put and defend yourself. It's a very well done battle system, I will say.
I'm not a fan of those. I think the only type of RPG games I like is simple games, simple RPGs like Final Fantasy or Shadow Hearts. If you're not familiar with Shadow Hearts, it's basically similar to how Final Fantasy works, where you're not in the same where you stay in the same position and it's turn-based strategy. Yeah. But you've got the Ring of Judgment where you have to hit it in the spaces, and if you miss, you only hit that many turns. So if you hit and miss the third one, then you only hit twice. But if you miss the first one, then you don't move. I like that type of game, and I think it needs to be implemented more with Shadow Hearts 4. But I just can't get into those sort of move your character around type of it. What was it? Renaissance of Fate from Sega.
I don't know. I like these types of RPGs, and considering that the other RPG I'm playing is, and this is only because Troop fucking dared me, was to play Final Fantasy 13, and that game's a piece of shit.
Final Fantasy 13. I like Final Fantasy 13.
What's there to like about it? You're going down a hallway and you're pressing the X button constantly. It's not fun.
Okay, I will admit the linear style of Final Fantasy 13 is kind of boring. There's not a lot of exploration. Excuse my dyslexia. But I like the battle system. I like the Basically, who plays Final Fantasy for the gameplay? You play it for the story. Admit it.
Yeah, but not even that's good. I mean, I like gameplay in Final Fantasy, but I do like the story as well, but not even the story in 13 is that good.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's really good. I think the characters are
Okay, then tell me this. What's a fal'Cie? What's a l'Cie? What's the mark? Why just an image? Why? Hope is a little prick. The end.
Well, you got me there.
Yeah, because that's my biggest problem with Final Fantasy 13 story is Hope, because he's basically just a carbon copy of Tidus from Final Fantasy X, who I didn't care for to begin with.
Luckily, though, he does improve in the sequels.
Thankfully. This just turned into an entire debate about Final Fantasy. I meant for my topic to be short.
Well, in fear that of going on too long, shall we move on to Pink?
Just recently, I watched the anime Card Fight Vanguard, which is similar to that of Yu-Gi-Oh!, in which it's a card game anime. And, when I finished season 1, and when I got into it, I was worried that, oh god, I hope this is not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Ripoff or anything like that. But, surprisingly, even though it does have some similarities to that of Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's actually really good. I really like the plot. The characters are very interesting. In fact, you may call me crazy when I say this, but I actually like Vanguard's protagonist over Yugi.
Get out of here!
But wait, Jamie.
Get out!
Jamie, didn't you say in your Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie review that that the problem with Yugi is that he's pretty much the Batman of the show? Just play that clip from the review.
And Yugi is like the Batman of anime. No matter how bleak the situation seems, he always wins. Why? Because of Batman. Yugi.
It's like, so wouldn't this technically be seen as fixing your overall problem with that?
But the point with kids anime is that the protagonist is always more likely gonna win. If he loses, it's because he's gonna develop his character for one reason or another. But you just can't help the fact he keeps winning. Let's put it this way. Does the Card Vanguard show, does the protagonist always win?
No. He actually loses quite a few times, and he does win most of the time, but definitely throughout the first half of season 1, he definitely loses quite a bit.
Also think of it this way. In Yu-Gi-Oh!, who was the character that a lot of people liked more? Yugi or friggin' Kaiba? Kaiba was the best.
Yes, I agree. Kaiba was the best. But yeah, my point's invalid then if Card Vanguard keeps winning. But again, it just wouldn't. I don't think it would solve it. It's just, yeah. But
I just think that the protagonist is interesting overall because when you think about it, like, let me ask you this: without including Yami Yugi, what makes Yugi himself interesting?
He grows as a character.
Yes, he does.
How?
Because he learns so much from Yami. But you only know that in the final season. It's like, I'm so defenseless, I need you all the time. Oh, I'm by myself. Okay, then I guess I'm in charge. I hated that about Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid. It was just, it happened so quickly. If he was, gradually growing, I can understand that. But through the entirety of the show, it was like, Yugi is so dependent of Yami, and then the one time he's alone, it's like, oh, I guess I'm on my own. Okay, then. It just happens so like that, and it bothered me so.
And this is why I actually like Vanguard's protagonist. His name is Aichi, by the way. The reason why I like Aichi is that throughout the entire, I've only seen all of season 1, and I still need to watch the rest of the seasons, but throughout season 1, he has this goal. And this goal is that there is a Vanguard player named Kai who Aichi wants to become just as strong as and be seen as an equal.
Wait,
sorry, can I just interrupt you? I've had a thought, right? Mm-hmm. Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Kai from Beyblade. Kai from... What is the one? What is with Kai? Is that like the
Dragon
name
Ball
for
Z!
all
Dragon Ball
antagonists?
Z Kai! Da-na-na-na.
Ah!
Don't stop, we're in luck now. Don't stop, there's
But anyways,
so much to be found.
But here's what makes Aichi very interesting. Like, Aichi is determined to reach that goal. He wants to be seen as Kai's equal. And he will do anything to gain that strength. If he absolutely needs to, he'll even succumb to darkness.
Darkness is the heart's true essence.
I suppose in Yu-Gi-Oh! When the Seal of Order Kankos, it took him over, and that was bad.
That was Yami, though. Again, going back to the fact that that pretty much Yami's the more interesting character here.
Okay, point is, like, I absolutely enjoy Cardfight Vanguard. I'm looking forward to watching more of it, but so far, like, by watching all of Season 1, it's really good. And I recommend it for anyone that loves card game anime.
Or card games, movies. Hint, hint for the movie I'm making.
Jamie, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Alright then.
Okay.
So let's move on to the third and final topic of this week's podcast is the DC movie lineup. Basically, we all know Batman vs. Superman, The Dawn of Justice is coming out in 2016. Shut it.
Man of Steel was shit.
Was awesome. Let's leave it at that.
Shit.
It was awesome. Leave it
Shit.
at that. Awesome. Leave it at that.
Shit.
Leave it at that. It was awesome.
Hey, can we just get to the point?
Okay. So Batman vs. Superman coming out in 2016. Suicide Squad coming out in 2016. I will get back to that one in a minute. Wonder Woman coming out in 2017. Justice League Part 1. Which is very weird. Instead of calling it Justice League 1, they just, for some reason, they said Part 1. That makes me think. It's coming out 2017. The Flash coming out in 2018. Aquaman coming out in 2018. Shazam, which I think is a bit of a weird one, but it could work in 2019. Justice League Part 2 coming out in 2019.
Justice League Part 2, Deathly Hallows, Breaking Dawn, and The Hobbit.
Cyborg coming out in 2020, and the Green Lantern reboot coming out in 2020. Right, let's go down this list. Batman vs. Superman, we all know that's happening, so can't really say anything.
Boo.
We all know people have concerns that it's happening too quick and there are going to be too many characters in this, but we have to wait and see. Suicide Squad coming out in 2016. That is a very odd choice, and the reason for this is for anyone who's not familiar with the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad is basically the Justice League of bad guys that are being hired by the government to help take down some more bad guys in the threat that they're going to be arrested if they don't. And it consists of Harley Quinn, Deathstroke, other people I can't remember because I'm not a big fan of Suicide Squad. But this one won't have Harley Quinn in it.
What?
Yeah, Harley Quinn is not confirmed for this one.
Bullshit.
But everyone else has been confirmed for Suicide Squad. Now,
Bullshit.
I know Harley Quinn is the best villain in my opinion. Well, Joker number 1, Harley Quinn number 2, but we'll just have to see. It's just a weird choice. I can understand Suicide Squad. I would love a Suicide Squad if it was near the end or in the middle of the of this lineup, because it would make sense because we're introducing their characters. But just like Batman vs. Superman, that's going to have the Cyborg, Green Lantern, now confirmed Robin is going to be in Batman vs. Superman. There's going to be too many characters in Batman vs. Superman, and that is a main concern. And it seems to me that Suicide Squad is going to tack on to having too many characters at once. We need to introduce... Obviously, they are trying their best not to copy Marvel's cinematic universe, where they introduce them all and then they all come together. I totally understand that, but for a situation with Suicide Squad, it's going to be a huge gamble for them unless they do it right. But with what we're hearing with Batman vs. Superman, I've got my concerns. I mean, I loved Man of Steel.
Ha!
Shut it, LJ. I loved Man of Steel, although the editing was a bit off, but I can understand why people hate Man of Steel. I've got those. But Suicide Squad just seems too early. Wonder Woman, no issues with. Justice League Part 1, I'm looking forward to Justice League. We all are, but Part 1, I'm wondering why it's Part 1 and not just Justice League 1.
Is it any consolation that I'm not looking forward to Justice League?
No, because Justice League's going to be awesome. The Flash, no problem. Aquaman, I'm really, really looking forward to do, especially if, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed or not, but there was definitely rumours that, I'm terrible with names, I apologise. The guy from Game of Thrones, who was the leader of that tribe, he was going to be Aquaman. I'm very looking forward to that. Shazam, I just don't like Shazam to begin with, so, but I'm sure loads of people do, so.
I do.
Ooh, so what do you think of Shazam?
I think it's an interesting concept, personally, because the interesting concept of this average kid getting a magic device of doom that allows him to be a superhero. Granted, I haven't really watched anything or read much of anything with Shazam in it, and most of my knowledge of the character comes from playing Injustice: Gods Among Us, but I still find it interesting.
Again, like I said, I've got no issues with Shazam. It's just not my personal choice, but I'm sure it's people's other choice. Justice League Part 2, 2019. I'm sure it just means Justice League 1 and Justice League 2. Cyborg 2020.
Cyborg!
I hit Cyborg has always been hit and miss in the past when it comes to comics and animated shows, but again,
Teen Titans, man! Teen Titans!
He was awesome in Teen Titans. And Green Lantern reboot coming in 2020.
Good.
I'm not a huge Green Lantern fan, so
I'm not either.
I'm still gonna watch it because it's the DC line. I love DC.
As long as we get,
Sorry.
As long as we get something better than the Ryan Reynolds bullshit, I'm happy.
I love the DC comics, but I love the Marvel movies, but we just have to find out how this is going to work. What about you, Pink? You're rather quiet on this topic.
Well, it's because I'm not usually a superhero type of person. I mean, I do like a bunch of superhero stuff, but when it comes to most Marvel and DC stuff, I'm kind of meh.
So, you weren't a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I just don't usually watch a lot of those types of films because they don't usually interest me. I mean, I will watch them if asked to, but
what if we told you, go and watch it now? Will that work?
What if I said it as Arnold? Go watch it now!
Right. Go watch it! Do now! Sorry.
No.
Okay.
We have a podcast to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll leave it at that because I'm just going to keep repeating myself over and over again. So, with the 3 topics out the way, shall we go on to... LJ, would you like to introduce it?
What's on your Caimind?
That was terrible, but we'll go with it.
My mom thinks it's cool.
No, just no. Anyway, so LJ, shall we finish off the question that you left us on last time?
Of course.
Remind the viewers what it was.
What would you rather be assaulted by? A dolphin who could somehow breathe on land wielding a floppy penis, or Christopher Walken wielding a sex toy?
I still don't know.
Pink, do you have an answer?
Well, it's a tough call, but I might probably go with Christopher Walken.
I would go with the dolphin. The dolphins, at least then I know they're going to be gentle. Christopher Walken, he's always like, I might hurt you, or I might not.
I'm gonna put this into consideration for you. This sex toy is going right up your ass.
That's fine. I'm yeah. Definitely the dolphin then.
I just chose Christopher Walken just because he's a funny guy, and at least I'll be laughing when I'm assaulted.
Yeah, but he's not funny intentionally. Yeah, you just laugh all the way. I'm dying.
All right then.
So
Jamie, what's your question?
Gummy bears or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Okay.
Pink, what's your question?
Thank you.
Alright, mine is gonna be a bit of a silly one.
Oh, God.
You're starring in a horror film, and the main villain is a character from a kid's show. Shows that you grow up watching as, like, a baby and all that. Who would it be?
Barney the dinosaur. Cause
are we talking like the shit I watched as an infant or any time in childhood?
As an infant.
Oh, as an infant? Probably because I didn't really watch this, but because it scared the shit out of me when I was younger, probably a Teletubby. Those fuckers are frightening.
Tinky Winky.
Shut up,
Dipsy.
Jamie.
La la.
Jamie, I will learn you. That's it. Hold on.
The Teletubbies.
Hey, Jamie. Have you Hey, Jamie, have you noticed that I'm holding you by your shirt collar? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Pink, close us off while I beat the shit out of Jamie.
Hey, well, that's the end of the podcast.
Hey, not
I am Pinkshuchan, and that was both Jamie and LJ. And hopefully Jamie survives.
I don't think I will.
Alright.
Stop hurting me.
Until next time.
Until next time, see you later.
Teletubby,
Keep
you
on being
stupid
awesome.
fuck. I'ma kill you. I hurt you.